Well, hello there, good afternoon. Saturday afternoon, nothing much to do, nowhere to go. So I'm taking a little trip out to the Dairy Cafe in Burnham-on-Crouch. Well, I've booked a week off work in the next couple of weeks. Hold on, week after next, this 19th September. Starting and planning and heading on a bike trip. Haven't decided where I'm going. I'm going to leave it very last minute and it's going to be weather dependent. It's a little late in the season, a little later than I would like. But one of my daughters is off to university next weekend. So I'll be taking her there. That's put it off a week or so. So I'll be checking the long range forecasts from now on. Last year I had been aiming for France, but the weather there took a turn for the worse, and I lucked out and had a week in Scotland, 24 degrees almost the entire week. Fabulous week, went up and did the NC 500. The only trouble with doing that in Scotland is you're a bit at the mercy of hotels and such, because they do get booked out way in advance. And I had, let's call it variable experiences with the hotels. The first night's B&B in Drumlins Rocket, the room was nice enough, really. The woman in charge seemed pleasant enough, but there was no food on the go at all. I had to walk into the pub to get dinner, which wasn't so bad. I had a nice fish and chips, a pint, but there was no breakfast, so I had to go from Drumlins Rocket to Inverness to eventually get a bit of breakfast. It's not the worst, but you know, you would expect a B&B to do breakfast. Well, the big restaurant there just wasn't open. Second night I stayed in Scrabster, and that was not pleasant. The room was very dodgy. The service for the dinner was abysmal. I mean, it took about 2 hours to get served. What in the end was a very mediocre meal. I mean, it was busy, but yeah. The breakfast the next day was good though. I'll give them that. Third night I stayed in the third night I stayed in the youth hostel in Liverpool, and that was good. It was a bit expensive because I ended up paying for a room for 4 for myself, for some privacy. But yeah, that was nice enough. Went out and I had black pudding supper. It's a deep fried black pudding with chips for anybody not from Scotland. And in the morning I just went to a cafe. The fourth night I headed back to Inverness to have done the full loop, and had an Airbnb apartment, so there was no food going there either, so I went out and got a takeaway. Oh no, I didn't. I went and had a sit-in Chinese, which was stunning. Excellent. Again, just went out for a roll in the morning for breakfast. And then after the NC500 was finished, I headed down to Tinnaburg, which well, you don't know. And that's a place down in Argyllshire, in the Kirrell. And that's where we spent a lot of time as a family when I was younger. My grandparents had a place down there, and we went down every summer. Quite a lot of Easters and any other holidays as well. So it was a bit of a nostalgia trip just to go down that way. It's also where we scattered my dad's ashes, so you know, a bit of an emotional trip. When I was down there, I stayed at the Kames Hotel, which was fabulous. Very nice hotel, excellent food. I had beef from a farm like 5 miles down the road. It was stunningly good. It was in a bit of a slope, so I was parking the bike, especially this bike, which is a heavy beast. It was a bit nerve-wracking. And it was quite a steep slope with quite a big camber, and with the luggage on the bike I was nervous. Worked up a sweat getting apart. It was an excellent trip. I mean, the weather was, yeah, you don't expect that in September in Scotland. So yeah, this year I am quite open. I wouldn't object to doing Scotland again, although I probably would do the NC500 again. What I was thinking, if I do Scotland, I'd try and get a more central place and stay there for a week and go out and do day trips to different bits, you know, which is a way of avoiding that whole, you know, packing up and going every day, which can get a bit tiring. Or maybe split it into two. Stay in one place for 2 or 3 nights and another place for 2 or 3 nights. So that's one option. The other, I've always wanted to do Yorkshire, Lake District, Peak District, so that's an option. Wales, Cornwall, another option. And the preferred option, because if the weather's good, it's nice to get over, is France. Only going for 7 or 8 days, and I want to avoid the motorways. You do tend to get a bit restricted in which bits of France you can get to. So I do tend to go down the west coast, but weather dependent, I may break with that and just motorway it down to the south. You know, where a little bit more heat is, if not guaranteed, a lot more likely. But as the kids get older and leave home, we're after, you know, my dog goes to uni next week, we'll only have one girl at home for another couple of years. So it'll become a little bit easier to, you know, take a 2-week bike trip, which will allow me to get down to Spain. Or, you know, into Germany. Quite weather dependent, I could do Germany. Said on a previous video, we're now coming into the Burnham bends. No, with this traffic I'm going to have too much fun on them. Looks like it's going to be shut on the Sunday the 14th, which is next week. On Saturday I take my daughter to uni, so next week Sunday will be my day for ride. So if that road is shut, I won't be out this week. Check that. Barbecue, I missed that sound. I'll try and remember to stop there on the way back and have a look, see when that is. Hopefully not missed it. It's nice to find events to go to. Bit of scraping of the peg there. Wasn't expecting that. So if you're going to head down for the bends, do it early in the morning. this is us arriving in Burnham-on-Crouch. So I'll stop for a drink and a little break. If it's not too busy, I'll get the camera out and have a chat. Anyway, I'll say it here in case I forget later. You know, like and subscribe. I'm trying to make these videos better, so yeah, like and subscribe and keep up with me. I'll take you on my tour wherever I decide to go. Oh, had a lovely half hour sitting in the sun, drinking a Pepsi, and I need to get this moved. This was a very awkward place for 12 to put that. Get a kit that moves it from there down to here. Down to here. I think I'm going to get that organised. Remember to get into the bends. Not too close to the line. Everything okay? Cardo music off. Everything okay?
Puncture! Great big screw through his back tyre.
I've got a puncture kit if you want to fix it. Yeah. Hold on, I'll just turn this round. Yeah, looks like we're going to fix a puncture. Take care. a guy had a screw in his back wheel of his very nice Royal Enfield. So we managed to get it out, and I put a patch in it. I've got those sticky patches that you push through. So we did all that, but trying to pump it up proved an issue because there seemed to be a problem with his valve. The valve's not. I've got my electric pump, and that was just showing 0 psi, and it eventually went up to 4, but it seemed a bit strange. So I tried on the I carry a second gauge, pressure gauge, and that wouldn't even register. So I think there's a problem with the valve. It needs to be pressing the middle bit properly. So that might be an issue. So he's going to limp to the garage and try and double check it there. But his mate's a rocket rider, ex-rocket rider. He's 2 before apparently. But he's saying his health doesn't let him ride it anymore, so he's switched to the Royal Enfield. Somebody's been careless there. Hope everybody's okay. So I think if I have a preference for where I go, it would be to France. It's been a few years since I've been over. Although just going to France incurs a few extra costs because you've got either the ferry or the train. I prefer the train. It's just quicker and easier. Slightly more expensive. Then you've got your extra insurances, you know, your bike insurance, your health insurance, and don't know if this new visa thing's kicked in yet, so I'll need to check on that. It's supposed to kick in this year, but not sure of the dates. But I don't imagine that takes long to get. It's probably online. All my camping gear is good to go. I used it when I was at the ABR festival back in July. If I decide to do camping, which is nice in France, although towards the end of the season it might struggle to get campsites open.